Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to talk about the Rolex 24 at Daytona results. So apologies as well for the late upload. I was waiting for the standings to be finalized and to be published, but they have not done it as of right now. So I'm just going to say screw it, I'll just do it here and I won't be bothered to do the standings. So before we get into the results, let's first talk about next month's, I should say, race, that being the 12 hours of Sebring, which will be obviously at Sebring International Raceway. So I don't think the schedule has officially been released. It will be at March, so it makes sense. So March 15th as of right now will be the Lamborghini Super Trofeo at Sebring. That'll be on CNBC. That'll be at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Now Saturday, March 16th on USA will be the Mobile One 12 Hours of Sebring for the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. That'll be at 4:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Saturday, March 23rd, will be the Allen Joy Automotive Network 120 for the Michelin Pilot Challenge. That'll be on CNBC. That'll be on 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And the other race events, obviously, other than the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, the Michelin Pilot Challenge, and the Lamborghini Super Trofeo, also includes the Porsche Carrera Cup North America and the Wheel Mazda MX-5 Cup. So that is basically all the events, or I should say all the events, which will be in the Mobile One 12 Hours of Sebring weekend. But I don't think the schedule has officially been announced. So let's now have a look now at the results and how this is going to work, because I'll be first talking about GTP, then LMP2, then GTD PRO, then GTD. So first start off with GTP, and the winner of the overall victory was a number 7 Porsche driven by Felipe Nasr, Dane Cameron, Matt Campbell, and Joseph Newgarden. Then in second place was the Wheeling Cadillac Racing, driven by Tom Blomqvist, Pipo Durrani, and Jack Aiken. I was our pole sitter. Then rounding out the podium is the number 40 Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti Autosports Acura, driven by Louis Delatraz, Colton Herta, Jenson Button, and Jordan Taylor. Then in fourth is the number 6 Porsche, driven by Nick Tandy, Matthew Jaminet, Kevin Estre, and Lawrence Van Thor. In fifth is the number 5 Proton Competition Porsche, driven by Neil Yanni, Alessio Pecorelli, Roman Dumas, and Gian Maria Bruni. And then in sixth place is the number 85 JDC Miller Porsche, driven by Tejman van der Helm, Richard Westbrook, Phil Hansen, and Ben Keaton. So that's the top 6. So let's talk about first Wayne Taylor Racing, as they had a bit of a nightmare. Now their 10 car, which finished basically a couple laps down in the GTP class, they finished out in 43rd overall, which is pretty bad. They basically had electrical problems. Not only them, but also the 40 WTR. They also had an electrical issue, but this time Delatraz somehow actually got it running. The number 10 also obviously was the first car that had to have an electrical issue, but Albuquerque was driving at the time, couldn't restart it, so he basically had to retire the car, but at least it got it fixed, at least that's good enough. Not only the Acuras though, the BMW, the 24 BMW I should say, which actually finished pretty high. They finished 8th place, which is still pretty good. Driven by Jesse Krohn, Philip Ang, Augusta Farfus, and Dries Van Thor, they also had electrical problems. I'm pretty sure it was Van Thor, I'm pretty sure he was driving at the time. And he obviously had electrical issues. Worth mentioning as well, as when they were trying to tow the 24 behind the wall, the lead from the AMR truck broke. So that was definitely something to witness. It was just stranded in the middle of the track at night even. So you could definitely tell how dangerous it is, but at the same time, I mean, it's interesting. The 25 BMW also went behind the wall, but was back out. I'm not really too sure what the problem was, but that was driven by Rene Rast, Colin Di Filippi, Nick Yaloli, and Maxime Martin. And then also Penske, I mean, they won. I think last time they won was 1969, and the last time Porsche won was since 2010. So quite a long time for both of those teams, basically, I should say. So massive congratulations to the number 7 Porsche Penske Motorsports team. Let's move over now to the LMP2 class, and the winner of the overall LMP2 class was Aero Motorsports Oregon, the number 18, driven by Christian Rasmussen, Dwight Merriman, Ryan Dowsey, and Connor Zillers, who is 17 years old, which is crazy to me. Then in second was the number 04 CrowdStrike Racing by APR, driven by Colin Brown, Toby Sari, Marcelo Jacobson, and George Kurtz. And round out the podium for LMP2 is a Riley Motorsports WeatherTech Racing 74, driven by Felipe Fraga, Josh Bird, and Felipe Massa, and Gar Robinson. Then in fourth, it is the Enter Europol by PH1 Matthew Susan Motorsports, driven by Tom Dillman, Pietro Fittipaldi, Jacob Schmaszowski, and Nick Bowley. Obviously, the 52 car. And then in fifth place is the number 8 Town Motorsports, driven by Scott McLaughlin, John Ferrano, Michael Dinan, and Ferdinand Habsburg. Then in sixth, it is the United All Sports USA number 2, driven by Ben Hanley, Paddle Award, Ben Keaton, and Nico Pino. A lot have happened in LMP2, I just want to say. So let's first start off with, I guess, a mix between LMP2 and GTD Pro. Our reigning winners of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the GTD Pro 14th Vasser Sullivan Lexus, crashed early thanks to the number 20 MDK by High Class car spun in front of the Lexus. This is because of the number 33 Sean Creech Motorsports car, which we'll get into later, basically gave him no space. So that's why they spun out pretty early. And I think as well, the number 20 finished 56 overall. Yikes. Not good at all. Pretty bad, actually. And more LMP2 stuff happened as well, whereas a couple cars spun on the Le Mans chicane. That being, I think, 3 cars, the number 11, the number 18, and the number 99. Now the number 11, we'll get into them later. They finished dead last, 59th overall. The number 11 TDS racing car, driven by Stephen Thompson, Mikael Jensen, Hunter McClary, and Charles Malassi. The number 18, on the other hand, actually, I'm pretty sure, finished first. So they were actually the winning car. Yes, the Air Motorsports that spun out pretty early on in the Le Mans chicane, round out winning the race. So you can see how much 24 hours can really change the complexion of the race. While the 99, I'm pretty sure it was the AO Racing. Yes, it was the number 9. The number 99 AO Racing Spike car that they also spun out as well. So that was a bit of a scare there. And the number 11 as well, Stephen Thomas, he crashed pretty hard at the end of the Le Mans chicane at the exit. I think he just got loose and hit and basically like creamed into the safety barrier in the outside wall. But luckily he was okay and he got out of his own power. Now let's talk about Sean Creech Motorsports. Everyone was making so many jokes about Sean Creech Motorsports. Why? Well, they didn't stop in 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 different locations, or even occasions, I should say. They stopped 6 different times. 6. Now, most of them, yes, was driven by Lance Wilsey, which he has basically became the butt end of the joke for Sean Creech Motorsports. I think it's also because he's one of the gentleman drivers, and if you don't know what they are, basically it's like a driver who basically is like pretty successful in like another business, like a law, for example, or owning car dealerships, or in Lance Wilsey's case, pretty sure he's a doctor, so he's just one of those gentleman drivers. Yeah, he stopped in I think 4 or 5 different occasions, I'm pretty sure, and I think Nolan Segal, who's, I'm pretty sure, was the Indy Next champion, I'm pretty sure, or something about Indy Next. I think he stopped because a bunch of them was because of electrical problems. Pretty sure 2 of them was because of electrical problems. However, one of them was actually because of the engine cover just falling off to Narnia. So that was definitely something to see. And I mean, they were the only team to run a Ligier. Everyone else was running an Orica, just because Oricas are just better. So again, I guess they are just a bit ballsy for going with Ligier, but obviously it didn't really work out for them. Spike was also sort of off the track as well. The number 99 AO Racing, who obviously finished pretty sure at the tail end of the LMP2 field. Obviously they came right around there. I think so it's, I mean, they were fine. They came back, so it doesn't really matter, I'll be honest. They basically came 8th place overall for LMP2s, so they were chill and they were fine. It didn't really matter. Let's go over now to GTD Pro, and the winner of that was the number 62 Racing Competizione Ferrari, driven by Alessandro Peguetti, James Collado, Daniel Serra, and Davide Rigon. And second is the number 77 AO Racing Rexy car, driven by Lauren Heinrich, Seb Perlox, and Michael Christensen. Then down in third place was the number one Paul Miller Racing at BMW, driven by Sheldon Vanderlyn, Brian Sellers, Madison Snow, and Neil Verhagen. Now, and then actually, in fourth place, that was the number, oh my god. Then in fourth place was the number 23 Aston Martin Harley Racing Team, driven by Ross Gunn, Alex Riveras, and Mario Van Backer. Then in fifth is the Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Motorsports number 3, driven by Alexander Sims, Daniel Ucadella, and Antonio Garcia. Then in sixth, and making their debut, the Ford Mustang GT3, the Ford Multimatic Motorsports number 64, driven by Christopher Myers, Harry Ticknell, and Mike Rockenfeller. Now, few things happened. I mean, the first one was the Corvettes. They were having some problems. The number 3 was on fire for like a bit, but it somehow basically just extinguished itself. You could actually see the fire and from the brake lights, which was, I'm pretty sure, was also burnt off. So that was, I mean, it was cool. It was at night. It was really cool, but I mean, it didn't really work out well for Corvette. And then the number 4 also went off the track as well. I think he also went behind the wall. And the number 4 Corvette finished down in 37th overall and 8th in class. That was driven by Nicky Katzberg, Earl Bamber, and Tommy Milner. So I think the 4 actually went back on track to finish the race, but at the same time, I mean, we're just kind of all over the place. So now the number 1 BMW, they had a bit of a late incident. I'm pretty sure it was Verhagen. He was driving the car, and they actually spun. I'm pretty sure it was the leader of the GTD class, or I think somewhere around the top, which was the 023 Ferrari, which we'll obviously get into later. But that was a pretty controversial spin. I think Verhagen actually got out scot-free, so he didn't actually get a penalty at all, which is interesting. But either way, it was a bit of a dumb thing to do, but I think Verhagen, he was saying that the Ferrari kept blocking him and swerving and stuff just to make sure they won't pass him, and I guess he just had enough, which makes sense, but still is a bit controversial either way. And to round out the field of the Rolex 24 at Daytona, it is the GTD class. Now, first place was the number 57 Winning Wide Racing Mercedes, driven by Daniel Morad, Russell Ward, Philip Ellis, and Indian Donjay. And then second was the number 21 AF Corsa Ferrari, driven by Miguel Molina, Kay Cozzolino, Simon Mann, and Francis Haro. Then in third was the Conquest Racing Ferrari number 34, driven by Alberto Costa Baboa, Alessandro Balzen, Cedric Chevalsely, and Manny Franco. Then in fourth was the number 023 Tarazi Competizione, driven by Alessio Rivera, Onfaro Tarazi, Charles Scardina, and Riccardo Augustani. Then in fifth place for the number 32 Kothoff Press Motorsports Mercedes, driven by Mike Skeen, Michael Grammer, Kenton Cook, and Maximilian Gotts. Then in sixth was the Lamborghini Huracan number 83 Iron Dams, driven by Michelle Gatton, Sarah Bovey, Dorian Pin, and Rahel Frey. So that is the GTD field, the top 6 I should say. And one thing I will talk about GTD is the number 78 Forte Racing. I'm pretty sure they were the first car to have a massive accident at the Le Mans chicane. And they actually, I'm pretty sure actually came back onto the track. And as I'm trying to look for them right now on the leaderboard. So they came 40th overall, and they came 16th in their class. That was driven by Sandy Mitchell, Misha Gockenberg, Laura Spinelli, and Deva Di Francesco. Now, I think it was Goikberg, I'm pretty sure, who was in the car at the time and had that hard wreck onto the inside wall at the Le Mans chicane. It was a vicious wreck. Moved the tie barriers, I'm pretty sure. So luckily Goikberg, he was able to get out of his own power. So at least that's a good sign. But it was a very scary wreck at that time, and I'm pretty sure, just like I said, it was the first actual full course yellow. I'm pretty sure we got. We got quite a lot at the very start. Like I mentioned before, the 78 Forte Racing, the Vesta Sullivan 14 car, which also caught on fire, I'm pretty sure, at the very end. So that was interesting to see. Now, one thing we'll talk about is the miscellaneous thing, which also happened at the Le Mans chicane, which, I mean, it is definitely getting some question marks about the chicane, and that is not only the race cars crashed, but the safety car also crashed, I'm pretty sure. a BMW safety car, pretty sure maybe it might be an M4, crashed at this at the Le Mans Games. A vicious wreck. To be fair, for a non-race car, it was a vicious wreck. Shout out to Matt Wood on X for posting this. So that was something. I think that happened pretty early on. I don't really know when it was because I tuned in pretty late into the race, considering time zones and stuff. So I'm not really too sure when that happened, but it happened as well. So yeah, pretty unlucky there for that safety car, I'll be honest. But I'm pretty sure everyone was okay after the crash, so at least that is a good sign. Now, before we end this video, I just want to quickly mention of basically the whole drama of the final couple of laps. So basically, if you didn't know, if you have a look, I think on like a PDF file of the results, it would say that I'm pretty sure the Porsche finished like in 23 hours and 58 minutes or something. That is, I'm pretty sure it's because of that the checker flag was waved pretty early, so they didn't actually finish in 24 hours. They finished like a minute before that. And IMSA released a lengthy statement here. This is from David Land, so check out him if you want more sports car coverage. But basically, it says due to an officiating error in race control, IMSA basically announced and subsequently displayed the white flag with under 3 minutes remaining in the race. At the end of the lap, the race leading number 7 GTP car then received a checker flag with 1 minute and 37.277 seconds still remaining, ending the race short of the planned 24 hours by effectively 1 lap. Based on Article 49 of the 2024 IMSA Sporting Regulations and Standard Supplementary Regulations, should the checker flag be basically be displayed before the leading car completes the scheduled number of laps or before the prescribed time has been completed, the race is nevertheless deemed ended when the flag is displayed. So basically what they're saying is that, yes, you screwed up, but it's under rules, so I don't care. That's basically what they're saying. I mean, it won't really change results or anything, which makes sense, but it's still something to really talk about because I'm not really too sure if this has happened beforehand. I'm not really too sure, but it's definitely something that has definitely happened here now in 2024. So also, like I mentioned before, the next race in a couple of months will be Sebring. For the 12 hours of Sebring, basically that'll be on March 13th to the 16th of March. So now I'll like you now, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me. I'm not really too sure if I'm going to be doing the Sebring weekend. The closest thing I'll probably do is maybe just do the starting grid and just leave the results to other people. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys for next time in the next one. Goodbye.